It's IBC2024. We're in Hall 7 and I'm on the Marquis stand. I'm joined by Paul. Hi Paul, how are you doing?
Hi Simon, fantastic, thank you very much.
So, media workflows, it's what you're known for.
Yes.
You got a very exciting announcement here at IBC this year.
Yeah, so we've been working very hard with some really key partners in building a new acquisition workflow.
Okay.
And we've seen effectively very clunky workflows in terms of getting content from the field into edit in whatever system. And usually a lot of processes, transcoding, moving files up to cloud or whatever. And it just becomes quite a complicated process. So with our partners, what we wanted to achieve was to create a single step workflow which would take content from the field.
Yep.
And the thing that initiates that is pressing record on the camera, and everything else is automated all the way through to having growing files in the edit system. And so that takes out a load of steps. So how we've achieved that is we've worked closely with LiveView and Sony. The enabling technology is a new implementation of transport stream video, which is chunked. Now, transport stream video is usually used for things like transmitting TV to your home via DVB. But in this case, it's used to achieve very efficient movement of video and audio files. The downside is quite difficult to chunk those files and also add metadata. And we've worked out a way to be able to receive those files and ingest them directly into Avid. So what that means is you press record on the camera. Effectively, that opens a folder, shared folder in Avid.
Okay.
And then the video will populate that.
Right.
And it takes probably 20-30 seconds for that first bit of video to land in the Avid editor. But after that, the video, which is effectively buffered, accelerates. It'll go faster than real time.
Right.
Until you're only a few seconds behind the actual video recording with proxies, and you're editing in Avid. So that's quite exciting. And what we've also done to make it more than end-to-end is partner with Wolftech. So what Wolftech have been able to do is pre-create the metadata, the product planning, the project planning data. So that goes in with the camera metadata. So nobody in the production process has to do anything beyond hit record, because you'll know who the cameramen are, who the talent are, because they're already pre-assigned. That entire metadata set is carried through to the edit. It's embedded with a genealogy report, which we create when we export. So a librarian at the end of this whole process would be able to go and say, where was something shot, who was the crew, and what, how did all that work? And it's all from a single button press on the camera. So it's pretty exciting.
And is the Wolftech metadata, can that be entered on live, or is that something that's entered on before you hit record? You
can augment the data in the field,
okay.
And that's a feature of most cameras, or certainly LiveView. But it's the richness of the data. So for example, if you're creating a soap, there's lots of actors, there's lots of talent around, and it's difficult to keep visibility of that.
Yeah.
There's another piece which we've done, which is really, really important to the industry, is that the growing file capability within Avid has only been a feature of Media Central or Interplay. We've been working with Avid to create a panel which is native in Media Composer.
Okay. And
what that allows us to do is to have growing files from these sources, which we do exactly the same workflow.
Right. Okay.
So now we can go beyond sports and news into general production. We have a gentleman just here who produces lots of soaps in Paris. He wanted to have low-res proxy so he could start editing immediately and then have the high-res catch up. And that's exactly what we can do.
Yeah, and I guess the beauty of LiveView is that you can affect, or any cellular bonding technologies, you can use it anywhere on the planet.
Exactly.
So I guess it opens it up for live sports, whatever you like. Right?
Yeah. And another thing that we've been working on is with Sony C3. We've applied the same chunking technology, so we gain the same efficiencies, but also a kind of production planning platform and creation tool, which is called C Media Cloud.
Okay.
And so it's very big in the States. Some of the big organizations use that. It's coming to Europe. And what we're able to do is do, again, a multi-resolution relinking workflow and send the genealogy information back into Sony C Media.
Right.
So they can then enjoy this entire workflow. They can send content to air and then it move into the library. And we haven't had to touch it very much.
No, I can imagine, yeah. Wow. We're only on day one here, so I guess it's hard to determine what interest, but have you had any beta customers using this up until now?
Yeah, we've had some in the US.
Okay.
So they look very promising. They tend to be very big organizations, particularly things like Sony C Media. They have 1,000-seat deployments.
Right, okay.
And, they would absolutely benefit from these sorts of workflows. So we expect to properly deploy in the next 12 months.
Yeah. Now you've got a handy pocket guide here. We're going to show
Yes.
this QR code on screen now so people can scan that and find out
Yes.
all sorts of other information
Yeah.
about this technology and everything else you do.
Yes.
What's the best website to head to as well?
MarquisBroadcast.com.
Fantastic. Paul, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Check out the handy guide there. Just scan the QR code and check out the website, of course. For everything else that we're doing at IBC, that's at kitplus.com.